Go ahead.
If you wake up before Alos, can you eat?
Not according to the Mikubalim, though.
Like if I wake up at 2:00 in the morning, can I eat something? I want to have a midnight snack at 2:00 in the morning.
The Kitzur says that there are those that say you shouldn't.
Once you go to sleep for the night, you can't eat anymore.
Correct. Yeah, until you daven. Meaning it's not a din in Alois, it's a din.
Expectation.
You started your day.
She's like, I shut down because
okay.
I'm still about it.
But you said before fast, if you have in mind you're gonna wake up, then you can.
One fight a year.
If you go with this sheet, I think even if you make the tonight, it has nothing to do with it. It's considered a new day, and that's it.
Also, I wanted to explain my question from Hanani Grimberg that listens to the thing. He was saying that why did you didn't say that it's only married women, but the point is why isn't Goyim? Why isn't it Erev for Goyim here?
What's a lumdus behind why not Goyim?
Yeah, why is it Erev only for married women?
Because they don't normally cover their hair.
But we only cover their hair because it's Erev.
No, but we're not used to seeing it.
Because we cover our hair.
Correct. So once you cover, you cover. I think.
I understand that, but we only did covering because we say that it's Erev. But we only saying Erev because we say it's not usually to be covered.
Yeah. No. No, it's not. It doesn't necessarily work like that. Once you how come you can make a bracha in front of a woman's hand? It's erva. It's erva.
Why is the erva on a married woman different hair?
You're not allowed to stare at a woman's pinky. It says it's as if you're staring at her private parts. That's what the halacha says.
Okay.
So it is erva.
Beautiful.
Okay.
Huh?
And by Goyim it doesn't work that way?
By Goyim it does. No, but Yidden, since once the hair is normally covered, looking at that hair is too distracting when you daven. But by Goyim, it's not like that. I think. I'll have to check up the Igros Moshe. I hope I remember.
Okay. It's Kananya. B'Shem Kananya.
Okay, thank you.
I don't want to think I'm that smart.
Don't worry. She wants to talk to me.
He doesn't have such questions. He doesn't have such questions.
He's gotta hold the hair.
You know what? Even the shliach of a question is good.
I just want to make sure I mention him 4 times so he gets all the cover that he deserves.
Okay. Okay. Give him he gets a sticker. Well, you get a sticker. You get a sticker.
Okay, tonight we have Siman Ches Sevav and then Siman Tes Aleph Beis and Gimel.
Siman Tes.
The last Sif, Siman Sevav, and then Aleph Beis and Gimel and Sif Tes.
It's just got a sense of like.
Okay, so I feel we're recording, right? Yeah.
Grandmother's like,
yeah.
Oh my! Also, so we
mentioned this. There's some other voices in the background.
Yes.
Coalition.
Let me talk, and then you won't hear them. Yeah, afilu lilmoid also even to learn. You're not allowed to learn from by Amar Shah. That's what we said yesterday, which was surprising because you think that learning it's a religious thing. Right, but it's not. But you still can't because you have to daven first. Mishu ragalel bezaknez ve'ein lachush ve'ein lachush yavar azman mutter loy. Somebody who is ruggled to go to the shul, and we're not meaning he goes to a minyan. When we're not choshesh yavar azman, and we're not choshesh that the zman tefillah is going to be passed, and then mutter loy, it is mutter to him, meaning. This is the heter that we have for. I mean, this is not the sugya here. This is the heter we have for why we don't have to daven Meir before we eat supper. Right? Let's say now shkia is 6 o'clock, or even before 6, or starting in 2 weeks from now it's 4:30, whatever, 5 o'clock. and everybody eats supper, but then they go out down much later. How you're not allowed to do that, right? Same din. You're not allowed to eat before Shacharis. You're not really allowed to eat before at least a meal. It's not exactly the same. That's the truth. Not exactly the same. But anyways, so that's what we're saying. But if you have a set minyan, then you could be makel because we're not afraid that you're going to miss it. So that's what we're saying here, that if you have a regular minyan in shul and you daven, then you'll be then we're going to daven, then we're not worried about that.
And
Yeah, go ahead.
if you have a regular seder in shul before Shacharis where you daven also, so that's lechatchila?
That's what it seems. I mean, assuming you have a regular place to daven, meaning a regular.
I'm saying if you learn in the same place where you also daven later.
Yeah.
Let's say person learns at 6 and at 7 they daven Shacharis in the same place. So then it's lechatchila to learn?
I don't know. See, if you have a set minyan, you don't have a set minyan.
That minyan in that
Hey,
shul.
you go to the 7 o'clock minyan every day, and you have a seder at 6
But
o'clock.
no, but let's say a guy goes to learn yeshiva, then he goes home and he has no specific time or place where he davens.
No,
then
I'm
maybe,
asking if a person learns in the same place where they daven later,
right?
then there's no hashash to miss. Then it seems like
That's
it would be lechatchila.
Right? Isn't that what the kids are saying?
Yeah, so I just want to clarify.
I think so. That's the way I'm understanding it. I'm with you on that.
Yeah, the only hashash if you basically learn in one spot and then you have to go somewhere else, maybe you'll miss davening.
Correct. Hold on a second. Okay. Can you hear me now? I just switched so it can be clear.
Yeah.
Okay, good. I'm sorry. I didn't realize what was going on there. Yeah, but the question is it a bizayin? What about the bizayin? Right? So Torah, the reason, meaning yesterday, truth is, should have explained it yesterday better. Yesterday when we were discussing that you're not allowed to learn Torah before davening, we were saying that's the same thing, that it's you have to daven first to Rebbeinu Shalom. But that's not really the reason. The reason is because, and halavai, that this should be an issue for us. The reason is because we might get so caught up in our learning that we're going to forget to daven. That's really the main reason. So so if you have a set minyan, then you're going to get reminded, and therefore you're going to be okay. All right? And then there's another heter at the end of the Kitzur here. If somebody's learning with others, I mean, your guy goes out to work, and if you don't learn in the morning, then you're not going to learn. Right? It's meaning the reason why he's saying to learn with others is because by yourself, you should be able to make your own schedule. So because when you're learning with the rabbim, that's something that's very important, and therefore that takes a priority over the mitzvah of davening before learning, right? So of course you have to make sure that you're not going to pass the zman tefillah. Okay. Then Siman Tes Hilchos Tzitzis. Here we start getting a little bit more. We're going to get a little more technical over here. Ubay Chof Aleph Seifim. There's 21 Seifim. Fine. Gedoyla Mitzvahs Tzitzis Sharei Kosov Shkala V'Tola Ba Kol Mitzvahs Kulan. The Torah equates the mitzvah of Tzitzis with the entire Torah. Shanema Risam Asavus Chatem as Kol Mitzvahs Hashem. Right? And Tzitzis is in Gematria 600, Shemaina Chutin, and then there's 8 strings, V'chamisha Ksharim, and 5 knots, Harei Taryag. Right? L'chein, Tzarech Kol Ish Liyos Nizar Shiyeh Loi Talis Katan Shiyeh Malbush by Koliyam. That you have to have a talis katan. You're supposed to wear the meluvish by Koliyam. That you have to wear it the entire day. Via shaltzemer prechelim. It should be of wool from sheep. Lavan, white, v'gadol kashir, and has to have the proper shear, which we'll see. Tahainu shloisha reva amma, 3/4 amma oirich on the length, v'chatzi amma b'roichav, and a half an amma on the width. Yesharim amma al amma, it's an amma by an amma. V'oisen she'oisen es hatalis katan tougher min atstadin, and those that make the talis katan sewn on the side. Right? Meaning this is the classic, what's the name of those tzitzis? Undershirt tzitzis, right? So they tie it together. So now, you need to have a visible majority open, right? So that's why you have those undershirt tzitzis that are only open slightly on the bottom. Those are no good. It has to be open a majority. This is a classic question. I get this question all the time. A picture of, those polo shirts where on the side it's cut out a little bit. Yeah, a lot of those polo shirts have a little indentation, like a couple of inches up. Right? So people ask, does it need tzitzis? It's 4 corners. No, it doesn't, because it has to be, that opening has to be a majority, which it very rarely is. Right? They cross him, even with cross him, even with.
So if you're wearing tzitzis on those, that's puzzle.
No, there's nothing wrong with wearing tzitzis on those. You're just not. You're not getting the mitzvah. No, there's
you're
no
not
mitzvah.
getting the mitzvah.
No,
so
it's like putting tzitzis on your nose. No, meaning the tzitzis. You're not getting the mitzvah. That you're not getting the avera. You're not getting the avera.
Okay.
Right? Meaning, if you would have a 4-cornered garment that went up the majority, and you didn't have tzitzis on it, then you're actually over on an issa, right?
But if you made a brach on that tzitzis, you do get a brach vatala.
It would be a brach vatala, yeah. I mean, I don't know if this sheet is that whole, not like that, but yeah. But I feel like they cross him lo yechuber. So this is also because sometimes they have these tzitzis where all the way down the side, right? So that's a big tumult here. The Kitzur is being machmer, and he's saying that if you have it buttoned or hooked on or whatever it is, then that is, or zipper, then that's not considered open. It has to mamish, the way he's saying it, it has to mamish be open. Besides of the talis katan, everybody has to have a talis gadol, but tzitzis sheyisate boy b'shas tefillah, that you should daven, you should be wearing it during davening. Yahader sheyiloi talis na, and you should try and get a nice talis. And all mitzvahs you should make as nice as you can. To siv zakeli v'anveyu, right? V'dashinon isna lefana b'mitzvahs. You should make yourself beautiful in front of a mitzvahs. V'daktik liknois b'tviya u'b'shezira b'perish l'shma u'v'mitzvasen u'kimitzvasen. Meaning the how do you touch it? The tviya is the spinning, and the shazira and the twisting. All that should be b'ferish, be done l'shma. Be aruchim kashir, and you have to also make sure the tzitzis are long, the way they're proper length. As that's what you get. That's what you need a sherim for tzitzis, because you want to have people doing it who are having it l'shma. Okay, base. Somebody who only has a talis made of linen. Right? We know that it's a shatnez, so you can't take your wool tzitzis and put it onto a linen beged. So what you should do is make the corners of leather, and on them is tzitzis shel tzemer. And those that disagree, that you shouldn't do that, because that's still considered like shatnez. Okay, that's not so negaya. Fine, or not negaya at all. The tzitza is a lashon yachid for tzitzis. Tzitzis is plural. So the hole that you put the tzitz in, lo yehei rachak misfasa beged hein ba'orech hein ba'roichav yosem in shleishu gedol. It should not be whether going with the width of the beged or on the length. I think if I wouldn't be driving, I would have take out the tzitzis. But the hole should be equidistant from the side of the beged and the bottom of the beged, no more than 3 fingers, 3 thumb widths, right? Some say it's on the thinner, you measure on the thinner part of the thumb, that's at the top, meaning the top, meaning you want to do it, it gets smaller, right? But nothing lahachmer kain ayin sharet tshuva, and you should be machmer that way, like in the sharet tshuva. Fine. What's wrong? Because you want it to be, the tzitzis have to be on the corner, al tzitzis hakonaf, right? And if it's too far up the beged, that's no longer the corner, right? It's only a beged. Rimel says hanekev l'malam mishleisha gedolim, and if you make the hole above 3, afal pisha bekosher shekosher setzitza moishech sekesher umakbet satalis, then even though, if you make it above, let's say you make the hole halfway up the beged, and say, you know what I'm going to do? I'm not going to make a new hole. I'm just going to fold it over so that it's within 3 fingers of the edge. That doesn't work, right? Umakbet satalis achava neck of lamata until the hole goes in the bottom. Ikomakam puzzle, still puzzle. Let's say you put the hole further up, and then you say, you know what I'm going to do? I'm not going to make a new hole. I'm just going to cut the hole open, right, closer. As we know, because you have to make sure that you're making it kosher, and it was no good, and then you cut it open. And you shouldn't make the hole too close to the beged, whether on the length or whether on the width, less than the shear that there is from the middle of the thumb at seifet ziparin. Right, so that's it's the length of the finger. It's not the length of the full finger, it's the length of the tip of the thumb. If you make it too close to the edge of the beged, then that's not called the edge, that's called under the edge. And if the nekev is far away from the shear, but by folding it, you'll fold the talus and then there's no shear. It's kosher. That's a common question, because a lot of people, you have the hole far enough away from the corner so that it's not called too low, right? But then the beged gets crunched up, and then the hole is right near the edge of the tzitzis. He's saying that's not a problem. Meaning, folded, we're basically between what we're saying here and what we said before. Folded doesn't mean anything. It goes with the way the hole is wherever it is. Like if you make the hole too far up the beged, folding it will not fix it. And if you make the hole in the proper place, then folding it will not ruin it. All right, so we don't care about the folds.
Is it lechatchila to make it so tight that basically there is no space in between?
I think it's lechatchila, especially if you're gonna make sure that the tzitzis falls off the side as opposed to falling, lower.
So it's always hanging off the side, yeah.
Correct. That's much more important.
Right. Okay.
I think. So the strings, those threads that are on the end of the talus, right? That's why talesim have these like tassels. Those are not. They're not woven. Yesh safek im nimdadan l'shir. It's a suffix whether we measure that for the shears oiloi, meaning it's there really for style. That's why you cut them before the tzitzis, before the nada tzitzis. If you ever look at your talus, you have these tassels. The end of the talus, they always end before the corner, because we don't want that whole shiloh whether they're counted as a beged or not. The talus katan noigin k'tzas lasses shnei nekavim. Some are noig to make 2 holes, right? The chassidim make 2 holes in the edge of the tzitzis, but only by the talus katan. Like a tzere, or machnisin b'shneiim es tzitzis, and they put the tzitzis into both holes. V'hein tuluyos al talus mibachutz, and they hang on the talus from the outside. The reason to put these 2 holes, the Kitzur doesn't explain it too much. The reason why to put the 2 holes, because like we were just saying, that really the tzitzis, if you have one hole, have to hang off the side of the beged, which many people are not aware of. I think most people are not aware of. It's the tzitzis is not supposed to hang down. They're supposed to hang off the side of the beged. Tomorrow, if I remember, tomorrow I'm thinking I'll be traveling too, so I don't know if I'll have a talus with me. It should come off the side. But if you have the two holes, then it's not a problem. So since it's not a problem with the meaning, that's why you would have the two holes, and then you're okay. But
why without cotton?
Oh, because it's gaiva. It's gaiva to have the two holes. The reason why the Ashkenaz, whatever, the
But they wear it
non-Chassidim,
outside.
that's the $1 million question, right? Because the Hasidim used to go with the Arizal, who held that you don't wear your talis cotton out. So therefore, they would be able to have it. And now it's totally flipped. The Litvish have one hole, but they wear the tzitzis out. And the Hasidim, they don't wear the tzitzis out. And the Hasidim have two holes, and they do wear the tzitzis out. It's an interesting thing how that came about. But that's the reason that they don't have it on talis gadol, because talis gadol you wear out. Talis cotton you don't.
So basically, they should always cover it with bekasher.
They're supposed to. That's why they wear a vest. That's why they wear a vest. The Chassidim wear a vest.
But the vest
does
not extend so long. The vest does not
right.
go so
But
down.
that's the kavanah with it. That is the kavanah with it.
I see. Sure.
Yeah. All right. So we will stop over there. I think that's it. Gimel, right? You say Gimel, Naftali?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Everybody should have a fine night.
Good. Hope you get home.
I'm almost by Costco, so
Okay.
thank you. Sei gesund.
How are you, Rafe?
Good, Baruch Hashem. Bris tomorrow.
Mazel tov.
My